Well, boys and girls, that's another E3 in the books. With that said, it's time to give out the biggest surprises of the show. This was an E3 for change. It was an E3 of dreams, genuine dreams coming true to things that people thought were dead or impossible. So, usually I would do a top 10 for these kind of things, but there were just so much that I just loved from the press conferences that I had to make it a top 15. I ordered these games in appearance of press conferences, starting from Bethesda, working all the way up until Tuesday with the PC Gaming Show. With that said, let's get right into it. So first off, we got Earthbound Beginnings. Now this was shown during the Nintendo World Conference. People have been clamoring for Mother 3 for a very long time. To my education, no one has been asking for the NES game other than they kind of just want both. For them to be, for them to make an English translation and make it on a virtual console thing is cool, and they named it Earthbound Beginnings. This tells me that they may make Earthbound 2, being Mother 3, I should say. And it was a genuine surprise that kind of was a little flat. The internet didn't really say much about it because, again, Mother 3 was the game that they really wanted. Anyway, let's move on to the next game, which is Dishonored 2. Now, a lot of people thought that this was going to be at the Bethesda show, but actually seeing it in footage and that you can play with two different characters, one of them being a female, was pretty cool. Again, it was a CG trailer, but a really cool CG trailer. Next was the 30 minutes that they showed off of Fallout 4. The week before, they showed a trailer, and I was like, okay, it's real. I am so happy. And then Todd Howard came out, and he just told so many amazing things about Fallout 4. He literally just kicked ass up there. It was great. And him announcing that's coming out this year, that was the biggest surprise. I had a guess that was coming out this year with some friends. I had some bets. But actually seeing it coming true and coming out in November, I was just, I'm so excited. I am so excited for Fallout 4. I love the Fallout games. Okay, anyway, an obscure pick for me. We have ReCore. Now this is the game that they showed at the Xbox One conference that has the collaboration between Metroid Prime makers and Keiji Inafune. And to me, this looks like maybe something that evolved from Keiji Inafune's ambition to maybe make a Mega Man Legends 3. Instead, it stars like a girl in this weird wasteland, and she can put like these core things in different robots and then become other things. Her dog thing died, and then she put it into this giant apish robot, and that's obviously going to be a mechanic in the game. And it just reminded me of Mitch of Mega Man Legends, kind of searching through ruins and fighting off robots. And if it's really good, I might get an Xbox One. I don't know. Especially because this next one, where they really dropped the mic. They were like, backwards compatibility for Xbox One. I don't have much to say on that because the way they announced it is a little iffy because they talked about downloading and then you can put your discs in there. And they're only having 100 games at launch, so it's not as cool as we're flipping a switch right now and you can update your console and then you can do it. That would have been really just dropping the mic. But instead, it was cool and it kind of, it took a shot at Sony. Next, we have the Rare Replay, which is the collection of rare games. 30 games for $30. You got Perfect Dark, you got Banjo-Kazooie, you got Battletoads. So many amazing games. Some of them touched up, you can rewind stuff, you can do save states. Such a great deal for such a low amount of money. It's just one of the best collections ever. It's just so many games, like Nintendo 64 games just coming out. It's just crazy. Can you imagine if... So they have, smaller game companies that don't make games anymore. Like they have the Namco Museum that has all the arcades in it. Or like Taito Games. Can you imagine a PlayStation disc? It's like, here's all of our first party games for the PS1. Or Square Enix being like, here's all of our RPGs that came out for the PS1 for a collection on PS4. You got like 20 games for $20. Can you imagine that? From Square Enix? No, you couldn't. So it's just really cool to see a developer with more modern-ish games instead of just like arcade classics like Pac-Man or something like that. It was pretty cool. Minecraft HoloLens demo. I have been hearing a lot of things about virtual reality. I would genuinely like to try it out for myself, but as they can't really demonstrate it very easily through videos, I couldn't get myself to be excited. And then I saw the HoloLens demo where they had some weird camera setup where they were able to basically show off how it looks to the person using the VR headset. and then making a map of Minecraft appear out of thin air and you can actually see the person that he's playing with walk around, blew my mind. I just, so many, not only video games, but just the uses for this for practical life is just amazing. Just amazing. Blew my mind. Alright, let's move off of Microsoft for a little bit here and get into EA with their Mass Effect Andromeda, which is basically Mass Effect 4. Now, they kind of teased us last year with some art, and while I expected it to be there, it was kind of a genuine surprise to me to start off the show. I just have a quick little trailer of, it would have been more of a surprise if they actually saw some gameplay, but, you know, it was a neat little trailer. But their big thing was Star Wars Battlefront, and they showed a lot of CG trailers before this, and in-engine stuff, like in quotes, but actually seeing it in action, I cannot tell you how excited I am for this conference, and then the one that showed later at Sony's. It just blew my mind. I cannot wait for Star Wars Battlefront. Loved that game. Then let's go to Ubisoft. One game blew me away as a genuine mega surprise, and that was South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I mentioned this in another video that this was one of my, basically my game of 2013, and to see get a sequel after Matt and Trey were like, nah, I'm so excited to have it be superheroes, and you know, they're probably using the same engine and stuff, so this game is probably gonna come out relatively soon, maybe even next year. Hard to say, but I'm looking forward to it. Now let's get to Sony, where they kicked ass and take names. I have said before that Microsoft show was just one of the best, and then for Sony to come out and just have a slew of mega announcements for like 45 minutes straight, it's just amazing. First of all, we start off with The Last Guardian, a game that has been dead since 2009 on the PS3. Now it's a PS4 game, and it's still called The Last Guardian, and it still looks like the other game. So they just ported it up, I don't know. And then they announced 2016. Now, is it really coming out in 2016? Who knows? But for them to have it be dormant for so long, and then for them to at least say 2016, I think that they want to announce an actual date for it at another show, maybe at that Paris thing in sometime in the fall. So yeah, my prediction is going to be March. March or February for Last Guardian. Next we have Horizon Zero Dawn, which was Guerrilla Games' game. And I like the Killzone series just fine, but you know, it got tiresome. And they have been working on this game for quite a long time. They have become a two-man team now, and the best, I guess they've been working on this game for 4 years, alongside when they did Killzone Shadowfall for the PS4. And it's just, you're just like cave people, or nomads I should say, and you're fighting like robot dinosaurs. And for a year for Jurassic Park or Jurassic World to be coming out to have dinosaurs, it's just like my hype for dinosaur games is just coming back to me. Last week I had so much content on dinosaur games and just why they're amazing. And robot dinosaurs, that's pretty killer. I cannot wait to play this game. So that was a cool RPG. But you know what else is a cool RPG and one of my favorites of all time? Final Fantasy VII. It was a mega troll last year at the PlayStation Experience when the producer of Final Fantasy VII was like, hey, remember Final Fantasy VII? And then it was basically a trailer for the PC port, to which everyone was like, oh, that game. To disappoint then, and then to be like, okay, we're actually making the remake, to have this trailer and have the trailer be like, yeah, we're doing this, the promises have been made, here you go. I screamed, I said it before, just amazing. And I don't have any affinity to Shenmue III, but I know people have been waiting for that for a long time. So much so that, you know, the directors thought about doing a Kickstarter, never did, and went through some other project hassles, and it's cool to see that game coming out to so many people. I would like to see an HD collection for the first two games, helped by Sony, so I could play it and see why people just go gaga for this series. And then, yeah, Shenmue 3 is funded already, so that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. But coincidentally, my biggest surprise at the show, or the coolest thing I saw at the show, is actually my last thing here, which was shown, the only cool thing really shown at the Square Enix press conference, which just boggles my mind why they even had one in the first place. But that's for another thing. Kingdom Hearts 3. Hoped it'd be a trailer. Didn't think they would. I thought that might be like a TGS kind of thing. And then to not only see in-game stuff with a little bit of CG, but to have it be with English voices too. So this thing seems farther along than they're kind of letting on. And between this, The Last Guardian, and Final Fantasy VII, I really hope that these games actually come out, because they have just been a thing that people have wanted for such a long time, and I'm afraid to actually be so excited for these things, because so many things I just get let down by because of just how long it takes for these things to come out post them saying like, oh yeah, it's not going to be that long. But the Kingdom Hearts 3 demo, regardless of when it's coming out or if it was real or whatever, blew me away. It looks so good. It's such a long trailer. Exactly what I wanted it to look like. Oh my god. And then to have the genuine cheers of the crowd just and thanking the producer, it was just awesome. So that is my best of show for E3 2015. Some genuine surprises. It was one for the books, where dreams really did come true. So what are your thoughts? What are your biggest surprises? What didn't you like? What did you like? Etc. And you can catch more of my stuff obviously on Examiner. You can catch more of my videos here. And yeah, until next time, see you cats later.